So this is a little follow-up on the Solid Records logo design that I did. And I just wanted to show you something about the nature of chance when you're designing things. Okay, so let me just make a copy of this. Okay, so select this, Alt and drag a copy over there, and then I'm going to get rid of this bit. Okay, so I had, let's just move this away for a minute, just away. Bring this back. Okay, so I had this logo made and I fixed it. It was a little uneven about the curve there. So I just wanted it to seem like more of an extension of this. And I'm happy with this. And I said, okay, so now I'm going to take the word records and I'm going to drag it down here. Let's go. But I dragged it down like this. And as I passed by, I said, oh, hang on. That fits very cleanly as I'm dragging it. So I'm just going to move that to the front. So I noticed that when I dragged it down there, as I passed by, the O fit perfectly in there, but each of the other letters landed on the on another part of the word solid. So I kind of go, okay, that's a nice thing, you know. So let's have a look. So I changed these to white, you know, just because black on red is not a great reading color. And then I changed this, and I used the eyedropper to choose red. So I'm still just on one color here. So I think that looks better already. So I'm going to select this. And then over here in my character section of my properties, because I'm dealing with text, I'm just going to expand these a little bit because I want the D and the S to sit a bit more into the letters than they currently are. So now, but it's offset my O a little bit. So I'm just going to make it a tiny bit bigger. So I'm going to highlight the word, bring these up a little bit. Now I've got my O kind of centered again. Do that a bit better in a minute. But you can see the D and the S are sitting firmly inside there. The R and the C are fitting firmly inside there. The R here is where that, I'm just going to move that out of the way. You can see where that point is. The R is sitting there. But I'm okay with that because that kind of coincides with a point and it lines up very well. Like there's that angle in the R anyway. And these are just by accident, right? I'm not planning this, but just in moving the word records from there to there, as it passed over, I could see the O fitting in there perfectly. And I just kind of, it looks more like a record with that O in the middle. So let's zoom in on it. Now I'm going to choose this, and I'm going to try and nudge that over a tiny bit. And that looks right to me. Maybe a little bit more to the right, a tiny bit. Maybe it's got too much to do away now, but this is the nature of. Yeah, I think there's a slight imbalance in the letters, in the spacing of it. I think that side of the O is thicker than that side. So it's making it, throwing off the feeling of it being a circle in a way. Maybe I'm fooling myself with that. So I'm going to go back out, and there it is. So it was, let me just take that away. I'm going to take that, also drag back up here. Let's make that all black again. So it was that. Now when I dragged it down here, I noticed that the O, just if I had just dragged it around and tucked it under, that would have been one thing. But just physically, or if it was over here and I dragged it over, I wouldn't have seen that. But that's the nature of it. It's the accidental thing, and you kind of go, oh, hang on, that's something. And that's it. I mean, because after a while, it's all about recognizing happy accidents in a way and just acting like you did it on purpose. So that's just a little aside there, just to how I finally settled on this. And things like that can look like in my case, it was a slight fluke that I was able to spot and capitalize on. But there are other times when you'll plan for ages and then something like that will come along, you know. So yeah, okay. I just wanted to add that in as an aside as to how an accident can be the finishing touch on a thing, you know, or by the same token, an accident can be the start of a thing, and you can just kind of go from there without any planning. You can just stumble across things, but it's recognizing them as the skill, you know.